Welcome. Today, we are looking at Introduction to Commerce. This is a key topic in your commerce exams for SS1. Pay close attention. Let us begin. First, let me explain the meaning of commerce. Commerce is the study of trade and aids to trade. It is the exchange of goods and services between producers and consumers. Commerce involves all the activities that help to move goods from the place of production to the place of consumption. It includes buying, selling, transportation, banking, insurance, advertising, warehousing, and communication. Commerce is a branch of business. It is different from industry. Industry is concerned with the production of goods. Commerce is concerned with the distribution of goods. Without commerce, goods would remain in the hands of producers. Consumers would not have access to what they need. Commerce is the bridge between production and consumption. Commerce is part of a larger field called business. Business includes all activities that provide goods and services for profit. Commerce is the distribution aspect of business. It connects the producer and the consumer. It creates utility. Utility is the satisfaction that a consumer gets from a product. There are different types of utility. Commerce creates place utility by moving goods from where they are produced to where they are needed. Commerce creates time utility by storing goods until they are needed. Commerce creates possession utility by transferring ownership from seller to buyer. Form utility is created by industry when raw materials are turned into finished goods. Commerce does not create form utility. It creates the other three types of utility. Now let me explain the scope of commerce. The scope of commerce is very wide. It covers all activities that facilitate trade. The first area is trade. Trade is the buying and selling of goods and services. Trade is divided into home trade and foreign trade. Home trade takes place within a country. It is further divided into wholesale trade and retail trade. Wholesale trade involves buying in large quantities from producers and selling in smaller quantities to retailers. Retail trade involves selling in small quantities directly to consumers. Foreign trade takes place between countries. It is divided into import trade, export trade, and entrepot trade. Import trade is buying goods from other countries. Export trade is selling goods to other countries. Entrepot trade is importing goods and then re-exporting them. The second area is aids to trade. Aids to trade are services that make trade easier. They include transportation, banking, insurance, advertising, warehousing, and communication. Without these aids, trade would be difficult or impossible. Let me explain each aid briefly. Transportation moves goods from one place to another. Banking provides finance for trade. Insurance protects against risks like fire, theft, and damage. Advertising informs consumers about products. Warehousing stores goods until they are needed. Communication allows buyers and sellers to exchange information. All these aids work together to make trade smooth and efficient. Now let me explain the functions of commerce. Commerce serves several important functions. The first function is to facilitate exchange. Commerce brings buyers and sellers together. It enables them to exchange goods and services for money. Without commerce, people would have to barter. Barter is the direct exchange of goods for goods. Barter is difficult because you need a double coincidence of wants. You must find someone who has what you want and who wants what you have. Commerce solves this problem by using money as a medium of exchange. Money is acceptable to everyone. You can sell your goods for money and then use that money to buy what you need from anyone else. The second function is to create employment. Commerce employs many people. Retailers, wholesalers, bankers, insurers, advertisers, and transporters all work in commerce. Without commerce, many people would be unemployed. The third function is to improve the standard of living. Commerce makes a wide variety of goods available to consumers. People can buy what they need from anywhere in the world. They have choices. They can compare prices and quality. This improves their quality of life. The fourth function is to encourage specialization. When people specialize in producing one thing, they need commerce to sell what they produce and buy what they need. Commerce makes specialization possible. Specialization leads to increased efficiency and higher output. The fifth function is to create utility. As I mentioned earlier, commerce creates place, time, and possession utility. Place utility means goods are available where they are needed. Time utility means goods are available when they are needed. Possession utility means ownership is transferred from seller to buyer. The sixth function is to promote economic growth. Commerce stimulates production. When goods are sold, producers make profit. They reinvest that profit to produce more. This leads to economic growth. More production means more jobs. More jobs mean more income. More income means more demand. This cycle continues, and the economy grows. The seventh function is to provide information. Commerce provides information to producers and consumers through advertising and market research. Producers learn what consumers want. They learn what prices consumers are willing to pay. Consumers learn what products are available. They learn about features, prices, and where to buy. This information helps both parties make better decisions. The eighth function is to facilitate international relations. Foreign trade brings countries together. They exchange goods, services, and ideas. This promotes understanding and cooperation between nations. It also promotes peace. Now, let me explain the importance of commerce. Commerce is important to individuals, businesses, and the nation. To individuals, commerce provides employment. It provides a wide variety of goods. It allows people to buy what they need at reasonable prices. To businesses, commerce provides a market for their products. It provides services like banking and insurance that help businesses operate. It also provides information about consumer preferences. To the nation, commerce contributes to economic growth. It generates revenue through taxes. It promotes international trade and foreign exchange earnings. It also promotes development. When commerce is active, more goods are produced, more jobs are created, and the nation becomes wealthier. Now, let me explain the difference between commerce, industry, and trade. Commerce is the distribution of goods. Industry is the production of goods. Trade is the buying and selling of goods. Industry produces. Commerce distributes. Trade is a part of commerce. Commerce is a part of business. Let me give you an example. A farmer grows crops. That is industry. A wholesaler buys the crops and sells them to a retailer. That is trade. A transporter moves the crops from the farm to the market. That is commerce. Banking provides a loan to the farmer. That is also commerce. Insurance protects the crops against fire. That is also commerce. So commerce includes trade and all the aids to trade. Let me give you another example. A factory produces shoes. That is industry. A wholesaler buys the shoes in bulk. That is trade. The wholesaler stores the shoes in a warehouse. That is commerce warehousing. The wholesaler advertises the shoes in a newspaper. That is commerce advertising. A retailer buys the shoes from the wholesaler. That is trade. A customer buys a pair of shoes from the retailer. That is trade. The customer pays using a credit card. The bank processes the payment. That is commerce banking. So you can see that industry, trade, and commerce are all connected. They depend on each other. What are the aids to trade? Let me explain each one in more detail. Transportation is the movement of goods from one place to another. It creates place utility. Without transportation, goods would be stuck at the place of production. There are different modes of transportation. Land transportation includes roads and railways. Water transportation includes ships and barges. Air transportation includes airplanes. Pipeline transportation is used for oil and gas. Banking provides finance for trade. It allows producers to borrow money to buy raw materials. It allows traders to deposit their money safely. It allows consumers to pay using checks, credit cards, and debit cards. Banks also facilitate international trade through letters of credit. Insurance protects against risks. Goods in transit can be lost, stolen, or damaged. Warehouses can catch fire. Ships can sink. Insurance companies pay compensation when these events occur. There are different types of insurance. Fire insurance covers damage by fire. Marine insurance covers goods being transported by sea. Motor insurance covers vehicles. Life insurance covers death. Advertising informs consumers about products. It creates awareness. It builds brand image. It persuades people to buy. There are different media for advertising: television, radio, newspapers, magazines, billboards, and the internet are all used. Warehousing stores goods until they are needed. It creates time utility. Goods are often produced at certain times of the year, but they are consumed throughout the year. Warehouses store the goods during the off-season. They release them when demand increases. There are different types of warehouses. Private warehouses are owned by manufacturers or wholesalers. Public warehouses are rented to anyone. Bonded warehouses store imported goods until customs duties are paid. Communication allows buyers and sellers to exchange information. It includes postal services, telephone, fax, email, and the internet. Good communication is essential for trade. Buyers need to place orders. Sellers need to confirm orders. Prices need to be quoted. Invoices need to be sent. All of this requires communication. A common exam question asks you to define commerce and explain its functions. Here is a sample answer. Commerce is the study of trade and aids to trade. It involves the exchange of goods and services between producers and consumers. The functions of commerce include facilitating exchange, creating employment, improving the standard of living, encouraging specialization, creating utility, promoting economic growth, and providing information. Commerce is essential for the smooth operation of the economy. Without commerce, goods would not reach consumers, and the economy would stagnate. Another exam question asks you to distinguish between commerce, industry, and trade. Here is your answer. Industry is the production of goods and services. Commerce is the distribution of goods and services. Trade is the buying and selling of goods and services. Trade is a part of commerce. Commerce also includes aids to trade like transportation, banking, insurance, advertising, warehousing, and communication. Industry produces. Commerce distributes. Trade exchanges. All three are interdependent. Industry cannot survive without commerce to distribute its products. Commerce cannot operate without industry to produce goods to trade. Another exam question asks you to list the aids to trade and explain each. Here is your answer. The aids to trade are transportation, banking, insurance, advertising, warehousing, and communication. Transportation moves goods from place to place. Banking provides finance and payment services. Insurance protects against risks. Advertising informs and persuades consumers. Warehousing stores goods until they are needed. Communication facilitates the exchange of information. These aids are essential for the smooth flow of goods from producers to consumers. Let me give you a quick summary. Commerce is the study of trade and aids to trade. It facilitates the exchange of goods and services from producers to consumers. Its functions include creating employment, improving living standards, encouraging specialization, and promoting economic growth. Trade is divided into home trade and foreign trade. The aids to trade are transportation, banking, insurance, advertising, warehousing, and communication. Commerce is different from industry and trade. Industry produces goods. Commerce distributes goods. Trade buys and sells goods. Keep reviewing. Keep practicing. See you in the next topic.